acquire those without a warrant. But I do have several witness statements placing him in that address, saying that was his father, and I do have address records putting both of them in that address. Now, certainly that would be something that you would think a reporter would ask her about over this time.
Mm-hmm.
No one's asked her about it. Most of what I've published has been ignored. In the one or two times that she has been confronted by the media, a New York Times reporter asked her a couple of questions, an AP reporter asked her a couple of questions. Nobody's brought up that. The second bit of information I have showing that this marriage was fraudulent is that from 2009 to 2011, which is the extent of her marriage to Ahmed Elmi, Ilhan Omar was attending college at North Dakota State University. Also enrolled was Ahmed Elmi. Now, shortly after she married this man who appears to be her brother, they both enroll in the same college. I checked address records. Ilhan's first husband, who she has 2 kids with, also lived in the same address with Ilhan Omar and her brother/husband during those 2 years she was attending North Dakota State University. She was living with 2 husbands at the same time and her 2 children.
In the same house?
In the same house 1 year, and then in the same house the next year. They were all in the same 2 addresses. Actually, her first husband, who she has the 2 kids with, the records actually show she spent more time living with him during her marriage to the second husband than she spent living with the second husband. And then, as soon as she gets her degree in 2011, she heads back to Minnesota, and according to her second marriage fell apart, and she never spoke to him again. That's it. The extent of her marriage took place while they were both attending college.
Okay, now, which is weird because her kids and her husband are living in the same house. All right, so she claims that she never spoke to him again, and she claimed that in court for the divorce, correct?
She did not divorce Ahmed Elmi, her brother, until 2017, when this became a liability for running for a federal office. So that occurred early in 2017. She filled out a form saying she had not spoken to him since 2011. She had no idea where to find him. She had no contact with him, with any relatives. She said she had tried to search for him online with social media. Every single question she answered on that form is a provable lie, a provable instance of perjury. There's nine instances of perjury just on this one form she signed for the divorce. Because all over her social media, she is having contact with Ahmed Elmi from 2011 to 2015. Not only is she having contact with him, she literally was posting pictures of her having physical contact with him. They're hugging, taking photos of each other in London in 2015. And Ahmed Elmi, we got in touch with him back in 2016. He admits being the person in the photo that says he was just at some event. He doesn't know who the woman standing next to him is. He admits that he had a wild night in London with this woman who he can't identify, but happened to marry a man with his exact same first name and 2 middle names and last name. Now, I did actually bother to do the homework to rule out if there was anybody else named Ahmed Mirsaid Elmi. There is not. There was nobody else alive around his age with that name in either England or the United States. So for what he said to be true, that he did not know her, there has to be a second person, but there simply is no records of one.
Now, when you say it's her brother, are you saying because you can't get the birth certificates because she said that her birth certificates were lost in the civil war in Somalia, which is reasonable to believe. Are you saying that this is a brother, or like I have a guy I refer to as my brother? We've known each other since we were kids. He lived with us. You know, he's practically raised by my parents, but he's not my brother. But I consider him my brother. Is that the kind of brother you think this is, or is this an actual blood brother?
You know, I am unable to determine if this is a blood brother. No one's going to be able to determine that without a test. However, it is clear to me from what I've published and from information I have not published yet, I did share some of that with Glenn earlier. I'm getting that confirmed by our attorneys over here, and I'll publish it as soon as I can. But the government of London, the government of the United States, certainly was told that this person was her brother on several occasions. So whether or not this is a blood brother, he was either adopted, he was a half brother, he was her full brother.